Hi, everybody. My name is Jose Cortez, and I'm an English 1 instructor. I just wanted to make you this video to welcome you to English 1 and give you a quick overview of our class. Um, so I'm going to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Jose. I've been teaching at Solano now for, this is my 8th year. Before I taught at Solano, I worked at Solano for, I would say another 10 years on top of that in the English lab as a writing tutor. And then before that, I was a student at Solano. So Solano is a tremendously important place to me. Was just absolutely transformative for me as a student. Kind of gave me my voice as a learner and my sense of direction, and then really kind of helped me decide the direction that I wanted to go as far as a career. So feel incredibly lucky now to be able to have the opportunity to teach at a school that meant so much for me as a student. Um, so English 1 is one of those classes that I think was probably one of the most important classes that I took. And I'm not just saying that because it's, a class that I teach. And so obviously I'm a little bit partial to it, but it really helped me kind of build a lot of those like foundational skills, just to become a strong critical reader and critical writer. I started the class as one of those people who felt like, identified that I wasn't a strong reader or I wasn't a strong writer. I really kind of like hated the idea of writing an essay. But when I took the class, it really helped me develop those critical thinking skills. I developed close reading strategies and developed strategies to be able to create strong arguments in writing in a way that I wasn't able to do before. And a lot of it are still skills that I use today. And so, even if this is one of those situations where you might have some similar feelings like this to me, I think that's one of the biggest takeaways to have for this class is that, like, in this class, we're really going to focus on this idea of like becoming critical consumers of information, right? Becoming strong critical thinkers, and then being able to effectively present those arguments in writing. So this class is 100% online, right? And it's what's called an asynchronous class. So that means that there's not set meeting times for this class. Instead, there will be times where I'll be completely available to meet with you um, through my office hours. And then those are kind of the minimum amount of times that I'm there to meet. Just my office hours are for sure guaranteed that I'm there. But in addition to my office hours, I'm also available to meet with students throughout the week. I'm pretty readily available. I'm also on campus a lot for those of you who may be taking some classes online and some on campus, or who would just like to come on campus one day for a face-to-face meeting or have me read an essay with you or anything like that. I'm available. So my office hours are Monday and Wednesday from about 1:30 to 2:30, and then Tuesday and Thursday from 1 to 2. My office hours can be done through Zoom. I have my Zoom ID in our syllabus. And then in addition to that, I'll also have office hours on campus. So, like I said, if it's ever a time where you're under no obligation to come to campus, but if you're on campus anyways, or there's a day you feel like, maybe coming and meeting face to face or meeting me in my office hour at a time like that, I think it's a really nice opportunity. But again, it's nothing that's required for this class. And my office is also my office numbers in the syllabus. If you don't want to meet on Zoom and would prefer to ever meet face to face, is 724 in the 700 building. So again, I really, really encourage you to utilize my office hours during those times. We can schedule, if they don't work out for you, we can schedule additional hours for us to meet. I'm available to meet earlier in the morning. My first class doesn't start till 9 a.m. and I'm usually on campus before then. I'm available to meet later in the afternoon, sometimes even in the evenings. I try to be as flexible as I possibly can for your schedules. I know that a lot of you have really busy lives, a lot of obligations, jobs, families, things like that. And so I'm really trying to be able to work with you and find times that'll be available for us to meet. And really any kind of concern that you have about the class, if it's something that you want to maybe go over a reading for the class, maybe something we're reading through together, if you want me to read an essay with you, talk through some ideas about your essay, I think it's really valuable to utilize the instructor's office hours to help with any of the material of the class. In addition to meeting with my office hours, I'm also really easy to get a hold of through email. My email is just right there in the syllabus on the main page. I check my email all the time. So you can email me, any time of the day. Sometimes I check it pretty late at night. I'm kind of on my phone a lot, right? So it's one of those things where if I'm on my iPad at night, like cruising YouTube or on my phone, I might see an email pop up. And if it's a quick response, I'll get to it. Usually I can get back to an email within 24 to 48 hours at the most. If you email me the weekend, sometimes I get to it depending on, what I have going on that weekend. Other times, Monday morning, I'll get to those emails. And in addition to email, I also have a Google Voice account set up. So that's a phone number that you can call or you can text. So if there's ever a time where you have a question about the class, and you just want even a quicker response and maybe email, feel free to just give me a call or just text that number. And I can sometimes, if it's something as simple as like, I don't know, I can't download the PDF of the reading or whatever the case is. If you just let me know, I'm really happy to just like quickly respond back in a text, and it could be something that I might be able to answer in just a quick second for you. So again, I just really want to stress for this class, like that even though it's online and even though it may feel like, a little bit different than if you had me face to face in a classroom, I'm available and I'm here to support you and answer any questions that you have and help you along the way. So again, this class is asynchronous, 100% online, right? There will be times where I'll schedule mini lessons. None of those are required for you to attend. If they work for your schedule, fantastic. If they don't, that's no problem either. And I will post recordings of those and put them online. And so I'll advertise those before I have them throughout the semester. But basically, there might be like a day where I could be going over a specific writing strategy or a strategy for the reading process, and I'll invite people to come to them live. And if you can make it, fantastic. And if you can't, no problem. I'll record them and I'll post them online so you have that resource. And a lot of those are kind of reactionary, so kind of like depending on what we have going on in the class. If there's any like questions that are kind of coming up or like reoccurring things that I'm seeing happen in the writing, I might schedule a mini lesson to focus specifically on that. So again, I'll have those throughout the semester. You're never required to attend those. There's not a set time where you have to attend this class regularly. But if you can make it and I advertise the times or days that they're on, fantastic. And then if not, I'll post a recording of those so you're able to check those out online. Um, so the way that this class is going to work is that each week I'm going to be releasing a new module. So this week you'll see week one, first module, and then within that week there'll be different things to do, right? So there might be like a reading assignment or a writing assignment. We might be, it gives at the very beginning of each week there'll be an overview. Here's what we're working on this week. Here's the assignments that are due by the end of the week, and then I'll release those typically. Sometimes I do them on Saturday, but typically every Sunday, those modules release so that the week will go Monday morning through Sunday night. It's kind of like the span of the week, right? And so I'll release modules just one at a time and just kind of think of that as like the regular progress of the week. I don't want to release them all at the same time because I can feel really overwhelming for the semester, but instead, just kind of like a regular thing, regular checking in, regular work on Canvas throughout the week. If there's any questions even at all about how to access any of this work or anything like that, nothing's too small, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. As far as readings for this course, and things, texts that you have to have, I'm going to give you pretty much everything that you'll need over the course of the semester, except for one book that you'll be buying, and that's this book here. It's called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. You'll be purchasing this. You can find this pretty much anywhere. I have the information for it in our syllabus. I have the ISBN, but it's a book that you're able to find at pretty much any bookstore. So like anywhere from like Target to Barnes and Nobles to Amazon. I mean, it's super readily available. You can find a used copy of it. The only thing is check the ISBN that I posted in the syllabus. There is a version of this book that's adapted to young readers. They kind of change some of the chapters around and make it a little bit more age appropriate for like um, kind of older kids to read. Please don't buy that version. You'll know it right away because it says like young adult version or young reader version right on it. They just kind of change some of the content of the chapters around. It's not quite the same. It doesn't maybe have some of the weight that some of these other chapters do. So other than that, if you want to get a used copy, fantastic. If you want to get a copy that's on a Kindle or your iPad, that works too. But the only thing you'll need to buy for this class is that book, and brand new, I think you can find it for about $10, and used, I've seen it for a dollar or so on Amazon. So it's really, really easy to find. We won't need it until probably like about week 5 or 6 this semester. I'll give you plenty of an update before you have to buy it, so you have a little while to get that. As far as kind of the work in this class, remember we're working through modules each at a time, and then there's going to be essays that I'll introduce throughout the semester, right? Each of the essays are going to be built by different reading assignments that we work through. So we'll go through, start with doing the reading, kind of pull out some different ideas, think about those different ideas, have discussions on Canvas about those ideas, and then eventually, apply those ideas later on into an essay. So each week I'll be kind of letting more work out. I'll be checking in with you. I'll be making more of these videos. I'll be talking with you through the discussion boards. I'll be available through email. I'll be available through phone. So the big thing is just kind of really key to success in this class is just checking in with the class regularly, working through the material regularly. And again, if there's ever any times where you have questions on the content, questions on anything that we're working on, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'll also be reaching out to you. You know, if I see that maybe like there's times where you might be falling a little bit behind in the work. If I see that there's times where you haven't checked in on Canvas in a while, I'll send follow up emails. I'll kind of be checking in with people. I understand that lives can be difficult, it can be complicated sometimes. We have busy schedules, things like that. But I think to be successful in this class, again, regularly checking in, regularly keeping on track with the work, right? Again, every Sunday night, a new module opens up. You'll be able to see it for that Monday morning. So just kind of checking in regularly. I'll be checking in with announcements, be reaching out to you, individually or together as the whole class. And so please, if you have any questions you're working, let me know. I will have this first module up this week. By the This week, we're just going to be kind of introduction to the class, a little bit of writing about who you are, a little bit of an icebreaker to kind of get to know each other. And then starting into week two, we'll start moving into the content for the course. But this first week, if you'd like to stop by my office hours and say hello and introduce yourselves, that'd be awesome. I'd be there. If you're on campus, I'm in my office in room 724. I'll be around this first week. If you'd like to shoot me a text or a follow up email or anything like that, please don't hesitate. I look forward to working with all of you this semester. And again, let me know if you have any questions as we're working.